Yo, what's up, boys and ghouls? I'm Eldritch Terror, and welcome back to my channel where we like to talk about all things spooky, scary, and have a little bit of fun. Yes, we are in holiday season. Boys and girls all around the world are opening up presents and having a great time, and us horror fans and Halloween Horror Nights fanatics are no exception. Horror Night Nightmares has given us all the gift this year of a new spec map this early. Wow. Now, at first glance, the spec map doesn't really have too much to offer. It's all Christmasified, and we don't really see too much that really puts a nail on the head. But I did what I normally do around speculation season, and I went to Reddit and Discord to find what everybody was talking about, find the little snippets from the people who like to leak things the most. And boy, I was not disappointed. It seems that what we are looking at here on these spec maps are exclusively rumored IPs that could be coming this year. No original things on the table. Perhaps the original ideas are being cloaked over by these little Christmas presents with the question marks on them. So let's check out the maps for both Orlando and Hollywood, cross-referencing them and try to figure out what we can here. Time to pour up the ghoul juice and grab your little boo blanket because we're cozying up for Halloween Horror Nights holiday speculation season. Gifted to us by Horror Night Nightmares, we have maps for both Orlando and Hollywood here to check out. Seeing everything spread out on the maps like this can be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to make it easier and line everything up here so we can start to see some patterns. Obviously there's no dead ringers on the map and everything's kind of Christmas themed. So in order to make things a little bit more clear, let's take all of these icons here and stack them side by side. That way we can see the trends and it might be a little easier to decode. And here we begin to notice some patterns unfold. So first things first, I think it's safe to say that all of these little boxes with question marks on them are probably going to be original houses. And with that noted, we can get into the gritty. Both coasts will receive a Santa beard, a toy shelf, a little rocking horse, and a ghost holding up 5 lights. What's going to separate the both coasts is this little bird and this crazy looking Christmassy amulet over here. Now at first glance here, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking at, but when I dug into the rumors online, the image became a little bit clearer. Here's a few interesting little tidbits I found that might help us all out. Over on the Halloween Horror Nights Reddit, there was a big thread with a lot of interesting information about this. Here one user writes, "The one thing that's throwing me off is the ghost. I think the beard is Terrifier. Bookshelf is Stranger Things, and we know The Last of Us 2 has to be one of them. I think the rocking horse. But that leaves 2 I can't figure out." User responds, "See, I thought the ghost was Stranger Things, Christmas lights, and there's 5 of them. Possibly season 5? The OP responds, "Oh, good call. Don't know why they would do a ghost though. My other theory for the bookshelf was Chucky. Reasons I thought the bookshelf could be from Stranger Things was the blocks and the rabbit." I've also heard good argument that these ghosts here could be referring to Beetlejuice. But what do you think is more likely? Beetlejuice, or Stranger Things 5? So Beetlejuice, or Stranger Things 5, huh? Well, if you ask me, it's probably more likely that we'd be having Stranger Things 5 at the event than Beetlejuice 2. And they're both likely to come, don't get me wrong. But it's Stranger Things. HHN is going to juice as much out of Stranger Things as they absolutely can. It is mainstream, it fits the vibe of the event, people love it, they can change the whole theme of the event to 80s vibes as they have done in the past. And the 80s is just such a golden era for horror. It just never gets old for anybody. Being that it's HHN, and we've made it this far with Stranger Things already, they've got to see it out. This is probably Stranger Things, but that doesn't mean that Beetlejuice couldn't also be coming to the event in some capacity. I could easily see that happening. They need to juice that property too. Another post states, "Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Is the icon with the bird indicating The Last of Us 2? A user responds, "Yep, out of everyone, that is a given pretty much," which makes me so excited. I didn't live out there during The Last of Us house, so the fact that we're getting another one is amazing. Another user adds, "The bird logo is not shared on both coasts. However, the rocking horse is, which also works as a Last of Us 2 reference. The bird feels like an Orlando original to me. I've seen some guesses that it could be another Monstros house, but Hollywood's sequel didn't have a bird-adjacent creature, so I'm thinking maybe something else." The Last of Us Part 2, huh? Well, I guess it would make sense that they would wait for the second season of the show to come out so that general audiences won't be, spoiled by some of the things in this house. But I would love to see the Last of Us franchise come back to Halloween Horror Nights. I think that would just be so sick. The way that they designed the environments and the costumes and the scares in the last house was just state of the art, man. I love when video game related IPs get to come to the event. It's something special that really we only do here. And I know that it's not for everybody, but for the people that it is for, man, it's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. On this interesting post, a user says, "To me, Terrifier is in the same boat as Five Nights at Freddy's. Sounds like a dead ringer. Would be a big pull house if they could do it, but inexplicably there's no knowing if or when they'd ever do it until it's announced." And here we get a response from I Know More Than You. If you've seen any of my videos from last year, you know that this guy's normally pretty right about the things he has to say. And to which he adds, "Massive difference between the two as far as the owner of the property. One is notoriously difficult to work with, which is a big reason why it didn't come last year and isn't particularly likely this year. And the other has explicitly said that they would love for his property to come to HHN, and would likely be extremely easy to work with." Ah yes, the elusive pinhead I know more than you guy that seems to be right about everything that he says. I don't know, this guy's definitely gonna get someone fired one day. But hey, thanks for the info, I guess. I mean, look at us. You there, me here. Pinhead giving us all the information we want to know. It's just like last spec season already. It's beautiful. Don't forget to subscribe so we can keep doing this. To which the OP responds, "Surprised to hear that Five Nights at Freddy's people are hard to work with since they own the movie rights. But I know it's more complicated than that. But it's also cool to hear Leone wants to work with HHN. I was just making the connection that they're two big properties I see a lot of demand for, but the past years haven't come to fruition." Another user responds, "There are no people, it's just Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. Incidentally, Warner Brothers and Blumhouse had an awful time working with Scott as well. He drove off two big-name directors, so it's not that Universal was unreasonable in negotiations." Terrifier would be so awesome to finally come to Horror Nights. I mean, I think that this would be welcomed by all, for real. I'm not sure exactly what they would do, the first, the second, maybe all three of them in one house. You know, they love to do that kind of thing. But there is so much that could be done with this property. It will be visceral. It will be gory. It'll be disgusting. It'll be amazing. It'll be funny. It'd be too easy to add Art the Clown to the roster of amazing killers that we've seen at Horror Nights so far. In a post directly referring to the toy shelf on the map, this user believes it could be Megan. And I Know More Than You Pinhead seems to think that that is correct. He even doubles down and says that it's not going to be a whole Blumhouse maze, but probably a solo house for her. I think they might be right here about Megan coming to the event. I mean, we've had her at some capacity at the event many times over the past few years. And every time, people absolutely adore it, so it just makes sense that she would get a full featured house finally. So with this information provided, I'm gonna make my guess here, and I'm gonna think that the beard could be Terrifier. The bookshelf is probably going to be Megan. The toy horse is referring to The Last of Us 2, and that the ghosts are going to be for Stranger Things. As for the Santa hiding behind the Christmas tree with the popcorn in Hollywood, I have no idea what that could be. Same thing really goes for the bird in Florida. But the little amulet with the Christmas tree inside of it, that could be a Universal Monsters or maybe another Monstros house. It kind of gives me vibes from each the same. There's a lot to talk about here. There's a lot of speculation to have. There's no names or logos on this map. This is all just guessing, so everybody could be wrong. Maybe you know more than me. But that is the beauty of speculation season. So hit those comments down below and let me know exactly what you want to see coming to the event this year. Give me your wish list. Don't worry about what the speculation is. I want to hear what you want to come, and I also want to hear what you think is gonna be at the event this year. Do you think I nailed it? Do you think that the internet's right with their speculation? Do you have your own guesses on what these little icons could be? As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to send it to someone else you think might enjoy it too. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. I'm Eldritch Terror, and whether your day's been going good or bad today, I hope it gets better.